Dance party. Ow. Ow, you're a little heavy on my legs.
You wanna switch?
Yeah, this is good.
What is going on, everybody? Thanks for clicking on this video, and welcome to my review for No Hard Feelings. So this is the newest comedy that stars Jennifer Lawrence as Maddie Barker, who is on the brink of losing her home that she inherited from her parents. She's driving an Uber. She works as a bartender in New York. She's also in serious tax debt. So she's pretty much, and on top of that, her car gets repossessed. So now she doesn't have a car to be able to work in. So she, and on top of that, also, she's dealing with her own issues as far as like relationships and commitment issues and this and that. So she answers an ad by this rich couple who have a 19-year-old son who is heading off to Princeton, who's kind of socially awkward. He doesn't have any friends, and he's a virgin. So basically, they put in an ad for someone to date him and kind of break him out of his shell and kind of break him into the world. So she decides to answer it, and they wanted somebody that's like in their mid to early 20s, and she's a little bit older. She's like 32, and he's like 19. So there's a little bit of an age difference there, but nevertheless, she takes the job. They accept her, and so she meets him and finds out that he's a tough nut to crack. And but along the way, she discovers that maybe her feelings, as far as relationships goes, might be changing as far as her experiences in the past. I haven't seen a whole lot of movies from Jennifer Lawrence. I've seen Don't Look Up. I've seen Silver Linings Playbook, which, like I said, which was a long time ago, back when it came out. And then I watched Don't Look Up a couple years ago when it came out. I've seen some of her comedic chops, and I really loved her here. I think she's really funny. She really balances balances her comedic talents with also a little dramatic work, and that's another thing I love about this movie is it is a raunchy comedy. It has that signature raunchiness been brought out in the early 2000s, and that might be where it kind of falls because it's a little familiar. But also it has heart. It reminds me a lot of, American Pie has a little bit of heart to it. But one other raunchy comedy that also has heart that kind of, that's one of my absolute favorites is Zack and Miri Make a Porno, which is really surprising because, that plot, if you've seen it, it's about two friends who decide to make a porno in order to try to pay their bills. And that's a really good movie. It has heart. It has that emotional tie that allows you to really care about these characters. I really care about Maddie's predicament and what she's been dealing with. And then we have Percy, who is the 19-year-old, played by Barth Feldman, who I think is really good as well. He has that social awkwardness that he plays off really, really good. But for somebody that's going to Princeton, he does have a few moments in this movie where he is kind of dumb. So it is kind of a little bit unconvincing why he'd be accepted to Princeton, because there's a couple situations in this movie that he gets into, like, really? You're going to Princeton and yet you don't know how to do this or what this is, what this is about, and all this and that. It's pretty funny. So I was rolling my eyes at it. But and then there's one particular scene in here. If you've seen it already, there's one particular scene in this movie. If you're a guy, you're gonna love it for two reasons. One, well, obvious. I think you can figure it out. And two, it's a fight scene, and it's a pretty badass fight scene. Jennifer Lawrence puts up a pretty good fight, and she wins. Let's just say she wins. I really liked it. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. This wasn't one, when I first saw the trailer for this, it seemed pretty funny, and I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. If I had one negative I think it is kind of predictable in a way. I guess the way it ends, it's sort of it kind of leaves an unanswered question. Really, I got emotional. You know where the heart is toward the end of it. Yeah, it kind of got me. You know, it's good. It's good. It's emotional to the point where it's not overly dramatic. It really kind of it's enough to tug at your heartstrings, but not be over sentimental. But yeah, no hard feelings. I gotta give it 4 out of 5 stars because I just really enjoyed it. Jennifer Lawrence is great. Andrew Barth Feldman is great. I mean, if you're in the mood to see a funny, soft-hearted comedy, go check out No Hard Feelings in theaters now. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified on any future reviews that I may post up. And as always, I love you guys. You guys are the best. And also, one other thing before I'm done, you'll notice that I have changed my background again. For any movies that are non-horror related, I'm going to have this movie theater background here. And any other horror films that I'm reviewing or rankings or whatever, I'm going to have the red background. But yeah, that's it. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And I will see you in the next one.